Welcome to the lecture series of Mobile Computing and Wireless Communication. I am your instructor, Ms. Alpa Rupala. In this particular lecture, we will understand about the channel capacity. In previous lecture, we have already learned about the signal transmission. So basic, what is transmission? We have already learned. The transmission requires some amount of transmission media, and that media can be of two forms. It can be wired form or it can be wireless form. But if we talk about in a digital transmission, the transmission media is suppose wireless, and we want to calculate the channel capacity of that media, and we will understand what is the channel capacity, the definition of channel capacity, the factors which depends on a channel capacity. Then after we will learn about the Nyquist theorem, then after the Shannon theorem, and then example regarding the channel capacity. So the basic definition of channel capacity: the maximum rate at which the data is being transmitted from the transmitter to receiver using the channel is known as the channel capacity. Likewise, in example, suppose if I say that my channel is having 100% channel capacity, then one person is sending data to another person, and that data is actually 7 coins. 7 coins is being sent by the boy to a girl, and that 7 coins is received by a girl, then that is having the 100% channel capacity. But in real life scenario, it is never being happen, because always we are having in our actual data while transmission noise factor. The noise is a kind of signal or a kind of anything which degrades the signal quality. So, if we observe by a diagram, suppose we receive the signal, but that signal is a combination of original signal and noise. So ultimately, when we talk about in a real life scenario, then the channel capacity can never be of 100%. It must have, or it is having some amount of noise which degrades or reduce the quality of your signal and also reduce the channel capacity. So if we talk about what is the factors which depend, which is basically a factor for your channel capacity dependency, then the first factor is data rate, second factor is channel bandwidth, third factor is noise, and fourth factor is error rate. Already we have learned about the bandwidth in your frequency domain concept. Right now, just for a understanding purpose, suppose if I am telling you that you are having one water pipeline. That water pipeline is a cylindrical form. It is must having some amount of radius. So we want to transmit the water from one place to another place using that water pipeline. Now that water pipeline radius is suppose nothing but the bandwidth. So ultimately, what is data rate? The actual flow of your water from one place to another place is what your data rate. So ultimately, your channel bandwidth and data rate is connected, right? And same as the noise is what the reduction of your signal strength. That is what error. Error is having some amount of, suppose this whole fundamental we only learning regarding to the digital transmission. So digital transmission on a digital data. So digital data is binary form, 0 and 1 form. So ultimately your error rate is conversion from your binary data. 0 will be converted to 1 and 1 will be converted to 0 at a receiver time. The actual data is suppose 0, but it is being converted into a 1. So that is what error rate. So ultimately noise is being increased, then error rate is being increased. So the data rate and channel bandwidth is correlated to each other and noise and error rate is correlated to each other. So what is the data rate? The actual number of bits which is to be transmitted from your transmitter to receiver, that is known as the data rate. Ultimately your ideal, what should be your channel capacity, the 100% channel capacity. But it is also depend on some of the factors, the amount of energy into the transmitting signal, then after the distance to be traveled from the transmitter to receiver, noise factor and channel bandwidth. Data rate is also depend on this four factor. Then after the channel bandwidth, already we have learned what is the channel bandwidth. Then after the noise. Noise is what? Any unwanted sound which reduce your signal quality. And then after the error. So ultimately if we talk about the channel capacity factors, then it is bandwidth, data rate, noise and error rate. If we increase the bandwidth, then data rate is being increased, then your channel capacity will be increased. If the noise is increased, then error rate will be increased, then your channel capacity will be decreased. Obviously, so we can say that your bandwidth and data rate is in a similar proportion to your channel capacity, but the noise and error rate is in a inverse proportion to your channel capacity. Now, Nyquist theorem. What we want to calculate the channel capacity. So the Nyquist scientists come up with the formula regarding the channel capacity, but when your signal is a transmitting or being transmitted in an environment which is noise free. So ultimately channel capacity, two basic factors, that is noise and error rate, is not being in a calculation, only the bandwidth and data rate is in a calculation. So ultimately what Nyquist have told, he told that if the bandwidth of your signal is capital B, then your data rate will be directly 2B for a binary signal. So ultimately if we talk about, suppose my bandwidth is 3100 Hz, then my channel capacity will be directly twice, because it will be the 100% channel capacity, that is 2B, that is data rate. So it will be 6200 bits per second. But what about the multiple level? So the theorem regarding to the multiple level signal given by Nyquist is channel capacity C is equals to 2B log base 2 capital M, where capital B is a bandwidth of a signal and capital M is a number of discrete level in a digital signal. Suppose your M is equals to 8, then according to it your formula or channel capacity will be calculated. But in a real life scenario, as I have told you earlier, that there is nothing like noise is not there, noise free environment is not there. In each and every real life transmission, you must have noise. So we must need to calculate the noise for calculation of your channel capacity. So the Shannon scientist came up with the solution for calculation of a channel capacity for the noisy environment. So now your four factor is there, which is for the channel capacity: data rate, bandwidth, noise and error rate. But same as if we talk about, if I will increase the bandwidth, then data rate will be increased, right? If the data rate will be increased, then noise is also increased. If noise is increased, then error rate will be increased. So according to it, if we talk about, if we want to increase your bandwidth, then your channel capacity, rather being increased, it is being decreased. So ultimately Shannon came up with the another fundamental: bandwidth and data rate is being increased, then noise is increased. error rate is increased, but your channel capacity is being decreased rather being increased. So it came up with the another particular fundamental which is known as the SNR, that is signal to noise ratio, which is ultimately a ratio between signal power to noise power. Signal power to noise power. But each and every fundamental is having some amount of unit. So your SNR is a ratio. It is not having any unit. So we can have the SNR in a unit, that is decibel, just by converting your ratio in a decibel by the formula 10 into log base 10 SNR. So ultimately, now if your SNR is increased, then channel capacity is increased. If your SNR is decreased, then channel capacity is decreased. So your Shannon theorem is given by C is equals to capital B log base 2 1 plus SNR. So your channel capacity is directly proportional to your SNR. If SNR is increased, channel capacity is increased. SNR is decreased, channel capacity is decreased. So after understanding the Nyquist theorem and Shannon theorem, let us discuss some of the example regarding the channel capacity. The first example, consider your bandwidth is 300 Hz and your SNR given to you is 3162. Then find the channel capacity. Obviously, we have the formula for the relationship between the SNR bandwidth and channel capacity given by Shannon, that is C is equals to capital B log base 2 1 plus SNR. We just need to replace the values. Bandwidth value is replaced, SNR value is replaced. So ultimately 3000 log base 2 3163. Now calculation for log base 2, we cannot directly calculate it in a calculator. First we need to convert it into a ln form. So ultimately ln 3163 divided by ln 2. So after that we can have our channel capacity, that is 34860 beats per second. So it was the example regarding the channel capacity. Now next example, consider a channel capacity is 320 megabits per second and bandwidth given to you is 3 megahertz. Then find out SNR and SNR in dB. So ultimately we have our formula C is equals to capital B log base 2 1 plus SNR. 20 mega is equals to 3 mega. We are just replacing the channel capacity value and bandwidth value. According to this calculation, 20 divided by 3, we are having 6.667. Log base 2 1 plus SNR 6.667. One side it is a log value and one side it is a normal value. So we must need to take the anti-log. So ultimately 1 plus SNR is equals to 2 is to 6.667, which is having the value 101.60. So final our SNR is 100.60, but we can say it is 100. Okay, but SNR value is having unit, that is in a decibel. So now we will calculate the SNR in dB, that is 10 log base 10 SNR. We will just replace the value of SNR, that is 100 in a formula. So we can get the SNR in dB, that is 20 dB. So some of the practice example regarding the channel capacity. In first example, you have given the channel capacity, bandwidth, and you need to calculate the SNR and SNR in dB, just as the second example. And in second example, you have been given a spectrum value from 3 megahertz to 4 megahertz, and you already know the relationship between the spectrum and bandwidth. In channel capacity, we require bandwidth. Okay, so first of all, you need to calculate the bandwidth, and then after you can calculate the channel capacity. So thank you. We have learned in this lecture regarding the channel capacity, example of it. We will meet in our next lecture.